Hello and welcome. And one of the orientations I come into pretty quickly when I sit down to meditate like this is to tune into my body, to kind of assume and enter my posture, my body. It's like a homecoming. It's a way of opening up very widely, in a sense, to the whole body is the general feeling I have. It's a time to it's almost because I've been doing it for 50 years, almost natural to settle, kind of settle the activated energies in the head and the brain, the thoughts that I'm thinking about, and let something settle and move from this conceptual world that's so easy to live in, down into my body. And if there's a lot of feelings and emotions here, those are means by which to open up more widely, to let the whole body hold those, be the temple that in which the feelings can exist. And so this idea of having the body be a phenomenal context, phenomenal container, or phenomenal field of life, to be connected to all of who we are. There's a kind of sense of wholeness, being whole, that is not any particular detail, not any particular place to fixate the attention, but it's more like a broad awareness. Sometimes I liken it to the kind of broad peripheral vision we have with our eyes. Even if we're focusing something particular with the central vision, there's a almost effortless way in which the peripheral vision can take in the wide range of what's happening around us without fixating on it, without maybe taking in the exact details of it all. But there is a knowing, awareness, a perception of this. And so this broad awareness of the body. So to assume a meditation posture and to gently close your eyes. And with the support of your breathing, breathing a little bit fuller than usual to feel a connection to your body from the inside, and to relax on the exhale. You're kind of relaxing from the head, the thinking mind. It's kind of like the melting of ice or melting of butter, that something about awareness then melts and flows and settles down into the body. Into a broad awareness of the body as we exhale. And a broad awareness of the body as we inhale. Kind of a perceptual shift from being preoccupied, caught with something in particular, to a panoramic perception, panoramic vision, sense of the whole body. And letting breathing return to normal. And still, with having the inhales arise from deep inside, from the beginning place of the inhale, and awareness to spread with the inhale widely through the body, and a settling, relaxing, melting on the exhale to the very end of the exhale. Maybe the grounding place, the settling place, deep within, where the exhale ends. Maybe having the little bit more sensitive awareness of the face and the head as you inhale, and a broad softening of the face, the head as you exhale. Having awareness spread out on the inhale up into the shoulders, to feel the shoulders. And if there's tension or holding, to allow it to melt or soften on the exhale. On the inhale, feeling the front of your body, the chest, the belly, wherever there might be some tension or holding. Gently, lovingly feel it as you inhale. A wide panoramic awareness that doesn't fixate on anything, but includes a wide field of sensations. And as you exhale, let there be a softening, a melting of the chest, the rib cage, diaphragm, belly. And then the same kind of rhythm with the inhale, to feel in a broad, expansive way the sensations, the experience of the thinking mind. Not so much the content of your thoughts, but what the experience of thinking is like. And on the exhale, letting any tension in the thinking mind soften, melt, or expand into the wide panoramic space of awareness. Taking a few moments now for a broad, global, panoramic awareness of your body, Maybe letting awareness roam around the body. Maybe have awareness be like the radiating warmth of a heater that spreads its heat evenly throughout the room. And then within that broad experience of the body, gently, softly, settle into the center of it all with the breathing. At the center of it all, the settling place, the grounding place with breathing, an intimacy with the experience of breathing within the wide field like walking on a beautiful path in a beautiful spring field where you're very clear of the flowers, the path you're on, the feet that walk. At the same time, there's the wide field and the sky that's also part of the picture. So, each step of the breath, the rhythm of breathing in and breathing out, within the quiet and silence of a broad peripheral awareness of your body. If you find yourself thinking, notice how that might take you away from a broad, settled awareness of your body here and now. And for these minutes, have a preference for your embodied experience instead of the thoughts you're concerned with. And if you want to stay connected to the present moment with your experience breathing, being in your body, if that's what's important, that's where you'd like awareness to be, notice how the thinking mind is taking away from you what is not given. Your thinking mind pulls in your awareness to feed it, to support it, to get lost in it. Your thinking mind is taking what is not given. Relax the thinking mind, letting awareness return to the home of your body. And as we come to the end of this sitting, to notice if you're more settled or calm than you were at the beginning. And if so, does it provide you with a deeper connection to yourself, a deeper intimacy, closeness, that's somehow more connected, more embodied than being lost in thought, being preoccupied with the world of thinking and planning and doing? And as you feel more embodied, is there in that embodiment a sensibility and orientation of goodwill, kindness, care for the world, for yourself, for your family and friends? To breathe with it, to breathe through, breathe out of that care, as if your breathing is spreading, radiating kindness out into the world, radiating the embodied warmth, well-being, delight, of the heart's goodwill. And for a minute or so, to have that be your choice, to spread goodwill, kindness with your imagination, your thoughts out into the world. And anything else that your mind does, your thinking mind, it's taking what is not given. Because what is given is your care and your kindness of present moment awareness. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. And may we stay close to our body, our direct experience, that kindness is more often the default. Thank you. Hello and welcome to this third talk on the 5 precepts, the five ethical inspirations that is an invaluable part of our practice. And what I'm doing this week is connecting the precepts with the instructions in mindfulness, with the understanding that the more that we're mindful, more we're really present for ourselves, that the precepts kind of flow naturally, that they become almost the precepts become an expression of or an embodiment of what mindfulness practice is providing us in this kind of clear, grounded intimacy with the present moment. And so today, today the instructions would be in the second set of instructions for mindfulness is mindfulness of the body. And the second precept is not taking what is not given. And so the precept is how we live our life, that there's care not to take something that we see or know about without it being clearly offered. Someone says, "Here, you can have this," and so like monastics, they're very careful with this precept. So if a Buddhist monastic, a Theravadan monastic comes to your home, and they sit on the couch, and there's a coffee table kind of book or something, or of pictures on the table. If you leave the room, and they're just sitting there alone, they're not going to pick up the book to look at the pictures, because it wasn't offered to them. Say, "Here, you can look at this." And they just sit there contentedly. Maybe they meditate, but they're not going to even pick up something to look at it. Now that might be more than a level of this precept that's not really necessary. But the idea is that we don't take as our own something that hasn't been offered. There might be exceptions that, if we go to the beach and find a beautiful piece of driftwood, it doesn't really belong to anyone, and maybe in certain places it'd be appropriate and fine to take it home, and even though it hasn't been offered. But if someone has left, a beautiful beach chair, and you don't see anyone on the whole beach, up and down the beach, and but it's clearly that was placed there by someone once upon a time. Chances are you shouldn't take that, because that hasn't been given. Maybe if you come back for a few weeks every day and it's always there, at some point, that in the way the monastics see it, it's been abandoned, it's been forgotten, and it might be okay to take at that point, or maybe take it to be able to look for the owner. But this idea of taking what's not given, it's a little different than saying don't steal, because that don't steal means that that you know we might steal things which haven't been offered because we think it's okay. But to wait until it's offered, maybe we ask, is it okay to take this? Is it okay to have this? And then it can be offered. So society works a lot better. Families, friendships work a lot better if we have a profound sense of trust in the other people that they won't steal, they won't take things that we haven't offered them. And we can relax around people like that. And we avoid causing harm. I was really struck many years ago how deeply, thoroughly a friend of mine felt violated because her car was broken into at night. And there was something about her car, someone breaking the window and taking what was in there, that felt like a really deep personal affront, violation. And it kind of showed me how personal it is how there's people's sense of safety, people's sense of being at home in this world. When people take what is not given, they steal from us. Tying this precept to the instructions is that a lot of, as mindfulness practice matures, it's a lot about being embodied. It's a lot about being inclusive of all of who we are. That there's a broad, wide sensitivity to our own inner well-being and to how that inner well-being gets ruptured, gets diminished by by forces inside of us of greed, of attachment, of clinging, forces inside of ourselves of hostility and aversion, resentment, how it gets kind of lost when we're caught up in the agitation and the freezing qualities of anxiety and fear and panic. There's so many inner forces we have where those forces are so strong that they pull our attention away, they pull our groundedness away. We lose a very important part of ourselves. And so, in a sense, our preoccupations, our obsessions, our fears, our desires take what's not given. It takes our awareness, takes our centeredness, takes our thinking, and pulls it into a world which sometimes we clearly don't want to be in. Some people who have addiction issues, it's the world of fantasy, the world of desire, the world of promise, the world of fear and fantasy, and danger, the way the mind can construct all kinds of ideas. And it's not exactly by choice that we do this, but some part of us is pulling us away from the whole, pulling us away from being centered, and we take from ourselves what is not given. And it isn't exactly that we're being unethical, but it's a powerful kind of way of understanding what's happening that maybe begins to break the hegemony of these kinds of ways that we lose ourselves, abandon ourselves into our thoughts, into our preoccupations, into the past and the future and all this. And that and this embodiment, this settledness, this kind of deeper connectivity that mindfulness of the body provides us becomes a reference point for a better way of being in the world, a better way of thinking, a better way of caring, a better way of being inspired to live in the world, where we're not giving ourselves away, where there's not an automatic pilot, there's not a compulsivity that takes our attention, takes our thoughts, takes our concerns, takes our attention away from ourselves. And it can be so strong that we can see it so strongly in meditation, where clearly what we have intending is to be present here in the present moment. That's what's being offered. That's what we're valuing. That's where really, that's the treasure that we're going to center ourselves in. And then along comes some kind of long forgotten memory or some desire for something, and off we're running, thinking about uh, something unnecessary, or thinking about how wonderful it would be to fulfill some kind of greedy desire. And if we strongly identify with our thoughts, then we don't see it as being taking what is not given. But if we don't identify with our thoughts, but we don't believe in our thoughts automatically, because we are centered and relaxed and at ease deep within ourselves, then we can feel that this is not what I want to do. There's a loss. There's something that gets diminished in those preoccupations. And in a certain kind of way, we're taking what is not given. But rather than having it be a morally heavy thing, it's really meant to be a recognition of what is lost and of falling in love with our capacity to be whole, capacity to be present, to be embodied. This is valuable. We diminish ourselves through preoccupations. We enhance ourselves, our intelligence, our capacity to understand, our care for the world, and our care for ourselves, by being present, fully present here for this now. So I offer this to you as a maybe a little bit provocative, little bit strong kind of reference point, that mindfulness of the body helps us to be whole, to include more of who we are in a full embodied way. That shows us how we get diminished and we lose something profound when we allow our mind to take what is not given. When we allow our mind to pull us into the world of preoccupation that takes us out of this deeper connection to the present moment, here and now. So may it be that this idea of not allowing your mind to take what is not given doesn't bother you, rather it inspires you to stay with what's given, to stay with what's deeply given from deep within you, what's given out of your body, out of your heart, out of your depth of your being, is a radiant awareness, is a clear knowing, is a capacity to find your home here in the present moment. Thank you.